trying to absorb knowledge and theory without flow is 99% a waste of time. Hello everyone, I'm Kenyu from Japan. This video is for beginners, for those grinding hard but stuck in a plateau, and even for those who are on the verge of giving up on getting better. The shot right in front of you won't change overnight, but the shots you'll hit a year from now, those can be totally different if you take in what I'm sharing here. So please stick around till the end. If you can build this one habit, there's a way of thinking that says golf can shift from hard mode to easy mode. So now, this is just my personal perspective. It might not apply to everyone, but if it clicks with you, I'd love for you to give it a try. When it comes to improving your swing, there are all sorts of things people focus on. And that's okay. It's different for everyone. But for me, what I care most about is the flow of the swing. So, I want to pause and think with you for a second. What does it actually mean to get better at golf? To me, there is a clear definition. Training your ability to think. In other words, developing your golf intelligence. That's how I define improving in golf. That's what it means to truly get better. So, let me explain a little more. What does it actually look like when an amateur golfer is considered good? Their swing looks smooth and natural. They shoot in the 70s or 80s. They always seem to be enjoying themselves out on the course. Something like that, right? So then, what would it take to get to that level? That brings us to the definition of getting better. And I believe it's this: increasing your repeatability. That's how I define golf improvement. So, to increase repeatability, you watch YouTube, learn about wave transform from the top. Let the hands drop naturally, then snap the hips at the right moment to boost your chances of a good shot. Then you keep practicing that until it becomes second nature and your repeatability goes up. And yes, that does make sense. But the reality is, it didn't actually increase my repeatability. So then I started asking people, what do you think would help your swing improve? And I'd hear stuff like, I had more strength and flexibility. If my left wrist did this at that moment, if I could clear my hips better, if I could make this move every time, if I could just practice every day. Pretty much everyone said the same kinds of things. If I had to sum it up, they are all saying, if I take in the right knowledge and master it, I will get better. If my wrist does this, if my hips do that, if I can just train more, then I will master it and improve. But here's the question. Do you really believe that if you practiced every day, you'd get better? Isn't it possible you might actually start getting worse the more you practice? I went through a long phase where the harder I tried, the worse I felt I was getting. Most people define improving as taking in knowledge and trying to master it. But that's exactly where all the problems begin. Because most people with that definition aren't actually progressing from 100 to 90 to 80 to 70. But if your current method is working for you, then keep doing it. But the truth is, that method just doesn't work for a lot of people. We are seeing this happen everywhere. People go years or even decades without improving. Trying to take in techniques and master them doesn't actually lead to improvement. So, why does this problem even happen? Well, maybe it's a lack of time to practice or natural talent. Sure, that could be part of it. But what if the whole idea of taking in knowledge and mastering it is flawed? That would mean nobody is going to get better. If you're going to go with that mindset, there's a high chance you will never improve ever. So, why does this flawed definition become so common? It's because magazines, media, YouTube, everywhere you look, pros and skilled players are presented as if they are saying, here's the right way. Address should be like this, backswing like that, transition like this, impact with a forward shaft lean. Just do these drills and you will get better. You start to believe, if I can just master this, I will get better. And with how much information is out there today, it's no wonder people think that way. I used to think the same. But that mindset causes all kinds of problems. Practicing for years but never breaking 100. Feeling like you are getting better, then suddenly forgetting everything. Hitting it well at the range, but missing everything on the course. Not knowing what to expect when conditions change. One bad tee shot ruins your confidence for the whole round. Not knowing what kind of practice actually helps you improve. And watching YouTube but still not getting better. So many issues, right? So then, what should we do? There are all kinds of solutions out there. But unless we fix the root problem, it's really hard to make progress. And the root of the problem is that definition. Improvement equal taking in knowledge and mastering it. Everything changes if you rewrite that definition. What if we switched it to improvement equal developing your golf intelligence? If you train that, your game starts to move in a better direction. Now try to imagine what it looks like when your golf intelligence is strong. For example, you can practice with confidence, knowing you are on the right path. The more you practice, the better you get. You can assess what you need to work on and how to train effectively. You know what changes you want to make, what kind of shots you want to hit, and how to make that happen. That's what it means to have a strong golf intelligence. It means you can think for yourself and keep moving forward. Sounds pretty awesome, right? And the good news, you can get there. So step 1 is simple. Redefine what improvement means. Then train that way. Knowledge and theory can come later. And honestly, you don't even need it at first. So, you might be thinking, okay, got it. So I need to develop my thinking and move forward on my own. Okay, but how do we actually improve the swing? How do we train that thinking ability? So let me ask, what is a swing to you? They say there's no single correct swing, right? That makes sense. Everyone's body is different. Height, build, flexibility, strength, swing style. What feels right to one person might not work at all for someone else. That's just how it is. Each person has their own swing. That's a fundamental truth. So, what is a swing? To me, a swing is all about creating flow. It doesn't matter what theory or form you use. If you can create a natural flow in your swing, that's real swing skill. Maybe you've heard that before. When I was trying to shift my mindset and genuinely get better, I kept thinking, where the heck do I even start? So, if there's one thing I want you to take away today, it's this. There are tons of swing tutorials on YouTube and in magazines. I've watched just about all of them. But can I be real with you? Trying to absorb knowledge and theory without flow is 99% a waste of time. Seriously a waste. Why? Because there are so many swing methods out there. Pendulum swings, hands first, left hand lead, lower body lead, body turns. Then you get into the details. Weight shift, ball position, foot angle. Each method has its own logic. But does it actually help your swing flow? That's the key question. Even if something works for someone else, it might not do anything for you, or worse, mess up your swing. So, how do you actually get better? If we start with the idea that swing improvement is about creating flow, then the only path is this. Find the winning ticket. Everyone's swing is different, and there are tons of techniques. So, imagine you have a bunch of lottery tickets. A few of them are winners. If you find one, your swing transforms overnight. Now, sure, you could go through each ticket one by one. But players with strong golf intelligence, like pros, top amateurs, people with good swing flow, they can see the winning tickets. Out of 100 options, they know. Here's the issue, here's the cause. So this is the fix. Okay, let's go. That's how their brain works. So, who are the players that keep getting better over the years? It's the ones who can consistently spot those winning tickets. And that takes flow. You feel me? But you don't want it to take years, right? So, how do you see those winning tickets faster? It's all about this. Running endless cycles of hypothesis and testing within your flow. There's no magic drill or perfect tip. Just good old trial and error. And now, if you're a beginner, you might be thinking, I don't even know how to form a hypothesis. Yes, I get that. It's totally normal. That's why we turn to YouTube, right? To get ideas. But even then, how do you know the drill you are copying is right for your swing? You won't know until you try. If the approach you're using is working, awesome, stick with it. You're probably feeling your swing flow, even if you don't realize it yet. So that's why, early on, the top priorities should be powerful, fast shadow swings and full swings with intention. And here's the quick tip. Once you start focusing on flow, your mindset gets better too. And if you keep chasing the right technique and you can't do it, or you can do it one day but not the next, you start losing trust in yourself. That cycle leads to self-doubt. And then you are trying to improve from a bad place mentally. That's dangerous. So, what's the solution? Create your own flow. You want to be in a place where you can see the winning tickets. That's what developing your golf intelligence really means. So how do you improve that? Hypothesis and testing within flow. That's it. Sometimes it's hard to come up with ideas, I get it. But if you can't generate any, then your swing has no options, no moves to try. And even if a coach tells you what to do, if you have no moves to try, your swing won't improve. But what if you had 10, 20, 100 ideas to try? That's powerful. Then you just test them one by one. But yes, doing that could take 10 years. Trust me, I've been there. So, I'm here to give you the shortcuts, to show you the spots with the highest number of winning tickets. That is, shadow swings, continuous swings, 9-3 drills. It means short swings. The most important thing is to run hypothesis and testing fast within your swing flow. So I used to go to the range thinking, hope I hit some good shots today, or today I'm gonna lock in that one move. But no. Now I drop those expectations and just stay committed to shadow swings. In that flow, I'm constantly going, what if? Even if I'm way off at first, the key is to keep thinking and testing. I just want you to build that habit of thinking. Start with small swings, just one ball at a time. 9-3 is probably the limit of how far your awareness can reach early on. That's why it's so important. Continuous swings and 9-3 drills, that's how your entire future in golf changes. Why? So because most winning tickets are hiding in things like rhythm and glove movement. And if you just keep chasing answers like forward shuffling or use the lower body without having flow, your swing won't last. It will break down fast. So imagine a math test and the teacher forget the answer key. If you just memorize answer, sure, you'll ace that test. But you won't be able to solve new problems. And your coach, they won't always be there. So you've gotta choose a teacher who teaches you how to think, not just what to do. No flow, no options, and 5 or 10 years from now, your swing still feels like a mystery. We don't want that. The more accurate your testing becomes, the better your swing intelligence. And that's what improvement really means. So, after watching this video, you probably don't even need YouTube anymore. Use that time for shadow swings. Though it is helpful to watch different ways of doing continuous swings. So then it's just about whether you can stick with it. And let's do that together. Struggle where it counts and keep struggling, and let that sink into your body. Create your swing flow. If you already have that flow, then by all means, use YouTube to add knowledge and theory. Just make sure you are in a place where you can predict how that new input will affect your swing. If not, don't bring it in. If you're just throwing stuff at the wall hoping it sticks, you won't improve. If you are confused or stuck, drop a comment. I'll help however I can. When you prioritize flow, you will start solving problems one by one. So, believe in this. When your flow changes, everything starts to improve. Okay, let's enjoy our practice. Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。